So yes, so today topic is about this introduction to cloud computing and Azure fundamentals. So here, what I'm planning to cover will be like about cloud concepts, Azure architecture and services, and the management and governance. And also in the end, I will give some brief uh, tips on Azure fundamental exams, and so there are some ways to get uh, face the exam in a free way, so I'll explain them in the end of the session. So yeah, um, so what is this cloud actually? So this cloud is actually, as I mentioned in here, it is just someone else's computer. So it's like delivery of computing services over the internet. So cloud computing uses the internet to deliver services, and it doesn't have to be constrained by a physical infrastructure. So in this case, so what makes the cloud special? It is actually like if you have physical computer, you have to like stay with what you purchase in the beginning, and if you want to upgrade, so you need to replace it, or most probably like you need to buy new things for that. But when it comes to cloud, so uh, it is kind of a pay as you go thing, so you can extend according to your requirement. So if you, for an example, um, if you have a computer, if you buy a computer with i5 10 gen, so if you need to extend it like with it is with the 8 GB RAM, so if you want to extend it, you need to buy that. But with the cloud computing, so in the cloud it is easy. So as I mentioned, it is pay as you go. So if you want to extend, you can request from your cloud provider and get them. So basic services provided by all cloud providers are like computer power and the storage. So computer power is how much processing your computer can do. Like as I mentioned, if you buy your PC with 8 GB RAM and i5 11 Gen, so if you want to scale up, uh, you have to buy it, or you have to replace it. And in the cloud, you can request according to usage, and also reducing also you can do as you want. So and the storage, it is also same thing happening with the storage. And so here the storage is which is volume of your device. So yeah, I'll move to next topic here. So it is cloud model. So cloud model here is, it's like a deployment type of cloud resources. So there you have public cloud, private cloud, and the hybrid cloud. So public cloud is defined as a computing services offered by third-party providers over the public internet, which make them available to anyone who wants to use or purchase them. When it comes to private cloud, it is defined as a computing service offered either over the internet or a private internal network, and only to the selected users instead of general public. But when it comes to hybrid, it is kind of a combination of private cloud and the public cloud. So here I have list down uh, their features. So yeah, I will not going to explain each one and here, like, so the main difference is like public cloud accessible by everyone, and the private cloud is accessible to limited, and the hybrid cloud is combination of both public and private cloud. So yeah, so when it comes to comparing uh, IT infrastructure models, there are two types of expenses to consider. So here this capex and the opex. So capex is typically a one-time. It's a upfront expenditure to purchase or like secure tangible resources. So here I have given the example as a buying a company. So it's a like when it comes to capex, it's a like it's a one-time payment actually. So yeah, but when it comes to opex, it is like a spending money on a service or products over a time. So as an example, leasing a company vehicle or signing up for a cloud services are examples of OPEX. So this consumption-based model, uh, when it comes to cloud, it comes under the consumption-based model, and as I mentioned in the beginning, it is pay-as-you-go service. So it falls under the OPEX again. So consumption-based models has many benefits. So here I have listed down this no upfront cost and like no need to purchase and manage costly infrastructure that users might not use its fullest potentials. So yeah, so and the ability to pay for the more resources when we need it, and the ability to stop paying for the resource no longer if we are not using. So some of the impacting factors for the cost are like resource types, uh, consumptions, maintenance, geography, subscription type, and the Asia marketplace. Um, yeah, so basically the cloud computing is a way to rent computing power and storage from someone else's data center. So then I'll move into this cloud service types. I guess most of you have heard about this SaaS, PaaS, and infrastructure as a services. So I'll further explain them later. So here, like infrastructure as a service act as a host, and the platform as a service act as a build, and the software as a service act as a consume here. So I'll explain further it with the shared responsibility model. So this there is a in the cloud concepts there's a shared responsibility model for ensuring that cloud works are run securely and in well managed way. So depending on the services you are using, the cloud provider is responsible for some aspects of the workload, leaving the customer responsible for the remaining aspects of the workload. So here in this diagram, you can see like in the traditional on-premises, like we have to manage everything starting from networking to the applications. But when it comes to infrastructure as a service, um, only we have to manage is application and how the data is running, runtime, middleware, and the OS. And the virtualization, servers, storage, and networking are managed by the vendor, so we don't need to care about how the networking going on, how to scale up the storage. Uh, so so what so if there's any data issues in the servers, we don't need to worry about them because they are also managed by the vendor. So yeah, that is how it is going with the infrastructure as service. And then when it comes to platform as service, then like our workload is reduced to only for the applications and data. So then starting from runtime to networking, everything managed by the vendor when it comes to platform as a service. So then the software as a service is like here we are using Teams and Skype. So all we have to do is like everything is managed by the vendor. all we have to use all we have to do is use its according to its purpose. So yeah, that's how this uh, infrastructure platform and the software as a service works. um, yeah, so if I brief more, so infrastructure as a service, uh, as I mentioned, so it consists of computing, storage, and networking. So examples for the infrastructure as a service are virtual machines, and virtual networking are also examples in the infrastructure as a service category. Uh, for the platform as a service side, so uh, so yeah, I hope that some of you are using app services have known about it. So I will further explain in the later slides. So the examples for the platform as a service are Azure App Services, and database from the database sides, Azure SQL database services, Cosmos. They are the other examples for the platform as a service. Yeah. So software as a service, I think like it is all cloud apps. So most of you are using these Office 365, OneDrive, Skype. So they are the software as a services. And as I mentioned, in the software as a service concept, we don't have to do anything. So we just have to, it is ready to be used and simply need to set up it and we have to use it. That's all with the software as a service. Then, when it comes to cloud services, there are benefits uh, over the other services. So they are here I have listed high availability. So it focuses on ensuring maximum availability regardless of disruptions or events that may occur. Then the security and governance and the scalability. So it refers to the ability to adjust resources to meet demands. And when it comes to scalability, we can do scaling in two ways. One is vertical scaling, and the other is horizontal scaling. So with the vertical scaling, so what we are doing is scale up and scale down. So scale up means uh, we add more CPUs or RAMs to the virtual machines. And when it comes to horizontal scaling, we do scale in and scale out. So there, scale out example is add additionally virtual machines or containers. So yeah, then the reliability. Uh, it is again the ability of a system to recover from failures and continue to function. So cloud enables you to have resources deployed in regions around the world. So since I mentioned it, so Asia have several data centers all around the world. So I will give you the links related to them to view. So uh, we have several data centers when it comes to like even in the Europe, there are West Europe, North East Europe kind of, and when it comes to Asia, we have Southeast Asia servers, and even for the India, they have separate servers. And when it comes to America, so there are a lot of servers. So that's how it it is. So in the previous slide, I mentioned about predictability. So what predictability means, actually, it is performance. So so then this performance based on how the auto scaling happen and the load balancing and high availability. So cloud analytics and informations, you can predict the future cost and adjust your resources as needed. and to get an estimate of potential cloud use spend, there are several Azure given services we have. Like already we are having Azure pricing calculator and the total cost of ownership provided by the Azure as well. We simply note them as a TCO calculator. So what this TCO calculator do is it help us estimate cost savings realized by migrating to Azure. And TCO calculator compares the cost of on-premises infrastructure with the cost of using Azure products and services to host the infrastructure in the cloud. But when it comes to pricing calculator, it helps us to estimate and configure resources according to your requirements. So I'll explain it in the later part with the website in the after these slides. So yeah, with the pricing calculator, it's like what we can do is like if I want to use a SQL database, so with the pricing calculator, I can include what is the storage type, what is the tier we want to use, and like we can get the cost estimation we'll spend after 1 month. So yeah, that's how pricing calculator works. So as I mentioned, security and governance. So if we are using cloud providers like Azure, so like we don't have to worry about security side because uh, all the things covered by them. So even if there's any health issues in your resources, they monitor them, and in most of the cases, they automatically replace failing resources. And another thing which is useful, like we already have this automatic alert based matrices. So you can get to know anything in a real time. Um, yeah, so manageability. So when it comes to manageability, it is also like here I have categorized it as management of the cloud and the management in the cloud. So here management of the cloud is with we have templates, there are automations, there is a scaling options available, and monitoring and alerts as I mentioned before. So and the recovery is also available from inside the cloud. So management in the cloud side means we have web portals, we have command line interface and scripts, we have APIs if you want to do, and we have PowerShells. So yeah, that's how it is. So I'll move to this chapter now, like how to get like previously I explained how this cloud computing. So now let's move with how to get start with the Azure. So um, when it comes to Azure, I guess since this session is for the interns, most of you all have this student accounts with you, right? But like after the end of the student account, like Azure free plan give only the 200 credits for the 30 days and access for the popular Azure services for 12-month period. So that's only it will provide. But for the student package, you will get 200 credits for the 12 months and access for the most of the learning based Azure services. So like if you want to get started with Azure, like if you don't have student account, there are Azure Sandbox with the learning materials provided by the Azure. So you can access with them. So this sandbox, like they were connected with the learning materials, so you have to follow the learning materials as well. But like if you need to do something, you can use this sandbox. Yeah. So, and apart from that, you will get free credits for the startup plans. So it should be verified startup plans. And the other option is, if you are MVP, you will get 10,000 credits with the Azure. So yeah. So here, like how the structure of the Azure is like, number one thing, you need to have Azure account. So then you need to, inside this Azure account, you can have number of subscriptions. Like uh, let's take in a business. So in a business, you can have a development subscription and the production subscription. So they will manage separately. And inside those subscriptions also there are resource groups. So according to the purposes, you can have multiple resource groups, and the inside those resource groups, you can have resources. That's how the Asia things going on. Here, like that Asia resource is the building block of Asia. So anything you create, you provision, you deploy is a resource. So virtual machines, virtual networks, databases, uh, they are the even cognitive services. They are the resources, and resource group is simply grouping of those resources. Here this subscription, as I mentioned, like uh, if you are using a single account for your business, so we separate subscriptions for the development purposes, then for the marketing purposes, and for the we have different. And this is the, in this diagram we have the example I explained earlier, like if inside your product you can have dev subscription, test subscription, production subscription likewise. So yeah, inside them you can have your resource groups according to your uh, project. That's how. So Azure Compute Services. So I will not going to explain them in detail because we already have sessions related to them. So Azure Compute Services, we have Azure Virtual Machines, we have Azure Virtual Desktops, we have Azure Containers, and we have even this Azure Function. I hope most of you know about Azure Functions. And if you are like AWS person, it is similar to AWS Lambda functions. So Azure Functions are like event-driven serverless computing option, and that doesn't require maintaining virtual machines or containers. And like if you are using Azure Functions, it's like you only have to focus on business logics. So every other things managed by the cloud provider, Azure. So yeah. Then app services. It is also another important concept, and we already have another session for the app services. So Azure App Service is a robust hosting option that you can use to host your apps in Azure. So Azure App Services let you focus on building and maintaining your app, and Azure focuses on keeping the environment up and running. So app services available in like we have web apps, API apps, web jobs, and the even we have mobile apps. So yeah. Um, Then Azure Network Services, even for this also we have the separate session. So in the Azure Network Services, mainly like some of you have familiar with Bastions, so it is also kind of a network option available in the Azure. And we have Azure DNS, and we have Azure Virtual Private Network, which is VPNs. So yeah, there are some popular network services. Yeah, so you can see like even with the network security, we have DDoS protection plans, firewalls related, and then when it comes to load balancing, we have several load balancing options. So yeah, that's how it is with the Azure Network Services. Then the Azure Storage Services. So Azure Storage Services offer they offer apart from storage services we have in the physical. So Azure Storage Services provide kind of a durable and highly available, and they were secured, they were scalable, and they were managed, and Azure handles maintenance updates and critical issues for you, and easily accessible, like uh, even like for the coding options also you can use Azure uh, blob storage, file storage, and Azure queues, Azure disks, Azure tables. So when it comes to languages also, like you can pick from what you are using. So yeah, and there's a Azure Storage Explorer. So it is a standalone app that provides a graphical interface on managing files and blobs in your Azure accounts. So if you want to manage anything related to Azure Storage, we have Azure Storage Explorer. Um, yeah, so even for the Azure storage, we have separate session again. So since this is the first session, like this will include kind of a brief about these services only. So you will get more informations in our upcoming sessions. Um, yeah, so Azure Database Services also, it's like most of you are using cloud-based database services. So it's like it provide you even, it's not only that for the Azure SQL database or Azure Cosmos DBs, even like you can see there are open source database engines. So there are MariaDB servers, MySQL servers, even Postgres SQL servers available in the Azure database services. And in the this part you can see even this Reddish also available. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it is with the Azure database services. And even again we have another session for the Azure database services. Here I listed down because I felt this is kind of a important, like yeah, most of you have used Azure Active Directories as well. So it is a cloud-based identity and access management service. So it helps you with services such as authentication, single sign-on, multi-factor authentication, B2B, which is business to business, and B2C, business to customer, and with the application management. So it is like kind of a simple sign-in authentication option for your application development. So there are necessary documentation. So I'll let you know, like I'll give those links later. Uh, yeah, then here I'll not going to explain each one. Like we have Azure Web and Mobile Services. So yeah, And when it comes to management and governance services also, we have multiple. So uh, if you have Azure account, you can get them from the all services, and here you can see categories. So this include like Azure services include machine learnings, analytics, computes, containers, database, even DevOps. So in that way, like even IoT also included in the Azure all services. Then this monitoring part. So when it comes to our normal development, we have to integrate this from the third party. But with the if you are going with the Azure, we have this Azure monitoring services such as alertings, even logs, and insight application insights uh, in a nice way with the Azure portal. So yeah, so with the Azure, even monitoring is quite easy. Even even this Datadog and Elasticsearch also available. We can integrate, and here Azure Managed Grafana also there. So yeah, so they can use in Azure monitoring. So here kind of a in detail diagram. So yeah, so this alerting is one of the important one when it comes to monitoring, because we don't want to check like it will trigger if there's any issue. So yeah, this application insights, inside the application insights, we had logs. So yeah, they also give kind of a good informations about your application. And when it comes to visualize, you can use this Power BI and workbooks. Even we have workbooks and the dashboards in the Azure. So there's a Azure Advisor service called Azure Advisor. So the Advisor dashboard displays personalized recommendations for all your subscriptions. So there, the factors considering in the Azure Advisor is one factor is reliability. So reliability is used to ensure and improve the continuity of your business critical applications. Then security, it is used to detect threats and vulnerabilities that might lead to security breaches. Then we have performance, which is to improve the speed of your application. And the last point will be cost, and it is used to optimize and reduce your overall Azure spending. And also there's this I forgot this operational excellence. So it is used to help you achieve process and workflow efficiency. So resource manageability and the deployment best practices. So Azure Advisor will give uh, personalized recommendations based on those factors. So yeah, it is also one of another service provided by Azure. So here are some informations on what uh, each subscription may include. So there are supporting channels. So if you need any uh, help with Azure, there's a community support, and also with the Stack Overflow. But when it comes to like documentation support, AWS have more support, because it was in this business before Asia. But Asia is lack of some of documentations, but now with the revolution of open API, so OpenAI, so Asia is now again in the leading side. So yeah, so here I didn't like when it comes to OpenAI side, there are some semantic kernels, OpenAI services also available with the Asia. So you can explore them if you are interested with them. Um, yeah, so that's so all. So I think here kind of a brief about our upcoming sessions. So as I mentioned, we have a storage session, app service session, DevOps database, virtual machine security, and the serverless in the upcoming uh, weeks. So yeah, that's all then. Uh, Thank you for joining and